Galnet News, your galaxy in focus, 13th of April, 3301. In today's news, a 96 million credit bounty takes the life of a pirate superstar. DSO locked in civil war. The public is polled on Federal President Hsien. Hsien and Quivira refuse the raise in interest rates. And Senator Patreus and the Princess share food for thought. Our top story today. In one of the largest bounty claims to date, 96 million credits, the notorious pirate and criminal Commander Durath had his Python destroyed by a bounty hunter who goes by the name of Commander Bangfish in a Falcon de Lacy Anaconda. The incredible footage shows the moment that Commander Durath was finally tracked down and interdicted, and a raging battle ensued between the two colossal vessels. Although the combat was initially in Commander Durath's favour when he blew the canopy clean off Commander Bangfish's ship, a determined counterattack saw the destruction of the Python, and Commander Durath is reported to have been killed in the process. The late Commander Durath was vocal in his opposition to the politics and policies affecting the galaxy he inhabited, which has led some to speculate that he took a fall, so unwilling to continue that he simply handed over his bounty and his life willingly. The combat footage appears to dispel this, however, as Commander Bangfish was left with a huge repair bill in what possibly became the fight of his life, which he barely escaped with any ship left at all. Popular opinions of the late Commander Durath vary wildly, and some will be breathing a sigh of relief that such a menace is no longer part of the galaxy, while others will be disappointed that they didn't get their own chance at the 96 million prize. The system of DSO in the Lave Cluster has become the theatre of a bloody conflict between the Green Party of DSO and Crimson State Limited. Hostilities began late last week and were still raging at the time of broadcast. Both factions are officially recognised by the Alliance of Independent Systems, leading some commentators to describe the fighting as a fratricidal war. The incorporated Crimson State Limited seemed to have a strong advantage at the start of the war. However, the Green Party of DSO has since taken the lead in the conflict. The Green Party now has influence over 26% of the system, while Crimson State Limited lags behind at 22%. The outcome of this conflict for the control of Shifnal Port Station, and thus the system, is expected to be decided in the next few days. Analysts suggest that the contribution of independent pilots has had a significant impact on the course of the war. While this appears to be an unorganized grassroots movement, there seemed to be a strong desire among pilots to see DSO and its 4 billion inhabitants remain under the jurisdiction of a democratic faction. The planet of Birmingham is mostly known for its DSO Mar corn crops, a rare breed of corn covered with a fine layer of dust. The dust is considered a delicacy across civilized space, and DSO Mar corn has also recently gained notoriety by being the reward given for correct answers on the popular Sugar Bus game show. In the Federation yesterday, some more poll results on Federal President Hsien. Caradras McCall has the story.
Recent Gal poll results show that the president's popularity continues to fall, with her approval rating now down to an abysmal 16%, the lowest approval rating of any president to have ever remained in office in the history of the Federation. Some anonymous comments from the survey include, "This woman, who bombs innocent planets, who happily slaughters people and, pumps the food chain full of garbage and just everything evil she does, she probably thinks it's funny. Well, it's not funny, it's sick. She should be ashamed of herself. Does President Hsien even stand for anything? Seems to me all she does is chase around desperately, trying to get people to like her. Well, newsflash, Mrs. President, no one likes you. I think the President is a good woman. She did a lot of good back home, and I'm sure she could do a lot of good as a member of Congress. A good president, though? No, I'm afraid she's just not a good fit. And finally, I didn't vote for her then, and I wouldn't vote for her now." Caradras McCall, Galnet News.
Following on from Galnet's previous report, last week it was announced that Silver Universal plc, the financial branch of the military corporate conglomerate led by Senator Patreus, would be raising interest rates on all outstanding loan agreements. Following the news, several dozen independent systems reached out to Silver Universal plc to ask to refinance their previously agreed loans. Silver Universal plc was gracious enough to work with its debtors to come to new arrangements wherever possible. In some instances, new deals could not be made, But Imperia is confident that most of its clients will continue to honor their agreements, regardless of any short-term difficulties they may currently be facing. Unfortunately, not all debtors were willing to face up to their responsibilities. In particular, Hsien and Quivira have refused to acknowledge Silver Universal plc's legal right to increase its rates. In protest, both systems have stopped all payments to Silver Universal plc, a particularly dangerous gambit given the Senator's history when dealing with systems that refuse to pay their debts. When faced with repayment demands a few months ago, the system of Jurius was unable to meet Senator Patreus' demands, and he ordered a military invasion of Jurius, which was left destitute and with many of its citizens sold into slavery. Although Senator Patreus' reputation might precede him in the case of Hsien and Quivira, it seems to have done little to prevent the protests aimed at overturning the interest rate rise. In today's Empire news, Senator Denton Patreus and Aisling Duval were spotted grabbing dinner in Capitol late last night at the very exclusive pop-up restaurant, Fodder. The Empire's favourite power couple appeared to have a good time, with the pair polishing off several bottles of Chateau de Hsien during the course of their 3-hour meal. Aisling looked stunning in a lace red dress with matching accessories. Senator Patreus was his usual dashing self, although he had chosen to go for a more casual, unbuttoned look for his dinner date with the People's Princess. After dinner, the pair are believed to have retired to the Senator's ship, the Imperial Freedom, which departed Capitol for Iatenzas this morning. According to Capitol Space Control, Aisling was on board the Imperial Freedom when it departed. That's the Galnet news for today. Tune in next time to keep your galaxy in focus.